Pattern 6, Breakdown. Before starting any form in Jiǔlóng Tao, we will be in attention stance. For this form, we start by going into a de-escalation stance. An attacker grabs your right wrist with their left hand, so you perform a right snake grab and pull as you twist your stance to the right and throw a left back fist at their nose. Stunned, they now grab your left wrist with their right hand. So you perform a left snake grab and pull as you twist your stance to the left and throw a right back fist at their nose. Still not down, you get into a fighting guard, chamber your right leg, and perform a right side thrust kick, knocking the attacker back, and you set your right foot down forward in a fighting stance. Then you throw a right side thrust kick jumping in and send the attacker flying, setting in a fighting stance and fighting guard. Poof. That attacker is down and their friend comes at you with a right jab aimed at your face, so you perform a left parry and immediately shuffle step forward with a right back fist to their temple. Poof. With those attackers down, you step your right foot west to face south in a fighting stance and fighting guard. Then you shuffle step right 6 times in a half circle counterclockwise back to the starting position. The first attacker is back up and you see them coming at you, so you step your right foot forward and jump with a left flying side thrust kick, sending the attacker back out of the picture, and you land in a fighting stance and fighting guard. Poof. Now you step your left foot east to face south in a fighting stance and fighting guard, and you shuffle step left 6 times in a half circle clockwise back to the starting position. The attacker's friend is now coming back at you, so you perform a left spinning hook kick. They dodge, so you throw a left double roundhouse kick, and the attacker dodges the first kick by bending over, then gets hit in the face with the second kick, and you set in a fighting stance and fighting guard. They're still not down, so you perform a right spinning hook kick, and they dodge again. So you throw a right double roundhouse kick, this time getting them with both kicks, and you set in a fighting stance and fighting guard. Poof. That attacker's down, so you step your left foot east and face south in a fighting stance and fighting guard. And you shuffle step left 6 times in a half circle clockwise back to the starting position. A third attacker is now coming at you, so you chamber your left leg and throw a left side thrust kick, knocking the attacker back and setting down in a left fighting stance and fighting guard. Now as the attacker starts to come back at you, you perform a left side thrust kick jumping in, sending the attacker away, and you set in a fighting stance and fighting guard. Poof. Now the first attacker is back and throws a left jab aimed at your face, so you perform a right parry and immediately shuffle step forward with a left back fist to their temple. Poof. Now you step your right foot west and face south in a fighting stance and fighting guard, and you shuffle step right 6 times in a half circle counterclockwise back to the starting position. You see the attacker back up again and coming at you, so you step your left foot forward and jump with a right flying side thrust kick, sending the attacker out of the picture for good this time, and you land in a fighting stance and fighting guard. Poof. You step your left foot east to face south in a fighting stance and fighting guard and see a fourth attacker coming at you. So you perform a right tornado kick, missing with the first kick and connecting with the second. You land and readjust to a right fighting stance and fighting guard. After stumbling backwards, the attacker comes back at you, so you perform a left tornado kick, feinting with the first kick and connecting with the second, knocking the attacker out cold. You land and readjust to a left fighting stance and fighting guard. Poof. With all the attackers down, you step your left foot slightly west and your right foot back south, turning clockwise into a taekwondo ready stance facing north. And in class, you'll stay in this position until your instructor gives you a command. And when they do give you the command, or when you are outside of class, you bring your left foot to your right into attention stance and bow.